Heroes of faith in action. Gideon. Who was he? Gideon was an Israelite from the tribe of Manasseh, living during a time when Israel was oppressed by the Midianites. He described himself as the least in his father's house, not a warrior by nature, but a man God chose to show that his strength works best in weakness. Judges 6:15-16. Why was he called? Israel had turned away from God and was suffering for it. The Midianites were raiding their crops, leaving them in poverty. When the people cried out to God, he called Gideon to deliver Israel, to restore hope and prove that victory doesn't come from numbers, but from the presence of God. Quote, "Go in this your might, and you shall save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent you?" Judges 6:14. What did he do? Gideon, though afraid at first, obeyed God. He tore down his father's altar to Baal and built one to the Lord. He gathered an army to fight the Midianites, but God told him to reduce it from 32,000 soldiers down to just 300. Why? So Israel would know the victory came from God, not their own strength. Where did he do it? Much of Gideon's story took place in Ophrah, his hometown, and the valley of Jezreel, where the battle against the Midianites happened. It was there, by the spring of Harod, that God performed the test of the water, where soldiers were chosen based on how they drank. What did God instruct to accomplish it? God told Gideon, 1. Destroy the idols first, because spiritual victory precedes physical victory. 2. Reduce the army, so the glory would belong to God alone. And 3. Use torches and trumpets. A strange strategy, but it confused the enemy. Sometimes God's strategy doesn't make human sense, but it brings divine results. What did the enemy do? The Midianites camped in the valley like locusts in number. They were confident, but when Gideon's 300 men blew their trumpets and broke their jars, shouting, "The sword of the Lord and of Gideon," the enemy panicked. They turned against each other and fled, destroyed by confusion. Takeaway: God uses the least likely people, not the strongest, but the surrendered. Obedience greater than numbers. It's not how many you have, but who you have with you. Victory starts in the spirit. Gideon had to tear down the altar of Baal before fighting the enemy. God's strategy may look strange, but it always works. When God calls you to something that looks impossible, remember Gideon. He doesn't need your strength, he just needs your yes.